So guys, Errol Spence was doing an Instagram live, and in that Instagram live, he mentioned something which really interested me. He goes, "I'll fight Canelo. I'll love to fight Canelo." Now, for me, it's one saying something, but it's another doing it. Now, Errol Spence is a great fighter, very talented fighter, somebody that is probably, in most people's eye, the best welterweight in the world. You know, Terence Crawford may have something to say about that. But really, the two super fights that people want to see Errol Spence fight right now is either Terence Crawford or Canelo Alvarez. But Errol Spence won't fight Canelo. He just won't. Because for me, Canelo right now is not going to come anything below 160. And Errol Spence, is he going to want to move up 2 weights, right? 2 weights. And the problem is, how much marination are you going to give this fight? Because Errol Spence is fighting at welterweight. Canelo's fighting at middleweight. So Errol Spence hasn't even fought at 154 yet. So is Errol Spence going to just go leapfrog the 154-pound division and go to 160? Well, we saw Mikey Garcia. He never leapfrogged 140 because he fought at 140. He fought Broner at 140. And then he fought Errol Spence at 147. And we saw how that turned out for him. Errol Spence fighting Canelo Alvarez, I actually think that wouldn't turn out good for him either. I think Canelo knocks him out, if I'm honest. Errol Spence is very good, sound boxer, very good defensively as well. But Canelo's just too good. Canelo's too big. And Canelo's he's just, in my opinion, better than Errol Spence. I actually think Canelo's skill for skill is even better than Errol Spence. I think it'll be just like, a lot of people said when Mikey took on Errol Spence that Errol Spence is just a better boxer than Mikey Garcia. So it's not the size, he's just better than him. And it kind of showed on the night. I think exactly the same for Canelo Spence. I think Canelo's a better boxer and he's bigger and stronger. So Canelo could knock out Errol Spence and outbox him, in my opinion. Canelo's got a lot more experience. He's been there, done it at high level for a lot longer, right? He's fought better opposition, there's no doubt about that. And he's just got all the advantages in his favor. He's the cash cow. He's the fighter that people will be rooting for. The big boys will be behind. And also Errol Spence will have to sing from Canelo's hymn sheet because, you know, Canelo's the star right now. Errol Spence isn't. Errol Spence's next fight against Sean Porter is not going to be on pay-per-view. You know, yes, Canelo now doesn't fight on pay-per-view, but whenever Canelo used to fight on on a pay-per-view platform, he always used to be on pay-per-view. Canelo never fought, I don't think, any of his fights. I think all of his fights were pay-per-view, you know, because that's how big a star Canelo was. Whereas Errol Spence needs the right dance partner to be on pay-per-view. He needs somebody that's a big star also for him to be on pay-per-view. So that's just how it is. And I don't feel that Canelo needs a big star, you know. Canelo could have fought Rocky Fielding and sold out a big stadium and had good pay-per-view numbers. You know, I don't believe what's his name? Errol Spence could do that. I believe when, I think Canelo fought Smith, I think, did it do 300,000 pay-per-view buys? And no one knew Smith. But again, that shows, and what Errol Spence v Mikey Garcia did about 400,000 or whatever. So you can, just alone, Canelo's pulling power is so much. So yeah, I think Errol Spence is calling him out, but I don't really think he's going to go ahead with it, if I'm honest with you. That's just my opinion. I think it's a case where Errol Spence is probably, you know, obviously when you're attaching your name to the biggest star in the sport, it's going to raise your profile. So I understand what Errol Spence is doing, but do I think that he's going to go up to 160 to fight Canelo? Hell no. And, you know, you would say it's a wise move not to. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.